Alright, hey, well met, fellow mech fans. Whether you're new to the tabletop game or have Comstar at depth levels of information riding around in your brain pan, I wanted to take a moment to do a quick bit of the hows and whys I'm sitting here putting together yet another source, lore, interpretation, creation on the BattleTech world. Well, first off, I've loved this game for decades. Yes, I'm no spring chicken. A group of friends are getting together over the weekends and getting their mech shenanigans on. A couple of games later, one even being a 2v2 double blind with someone literally jumping over the couch between the player groups each turn to update the map sheet splayed out on the floor. Later on, with a Solaris box and the Warhammer adorned main box in hand, another friend and I spent half of every weekend for months building mechs from the ground up, throwing them at each other repeatedly, and then winding down over the twilight hours doing dial-up StarCraft, pre-boot Brood Wars, doing those free-for-alls on the Green Valley map. We'd brew a pot of coffee, throw out the grounds, and brew that coffee through once more with fresh grounds. Simpler times, really. The other thing I remember from back then is that I was really bad at Zergs. Anyways, fast forward to now. I pick up and move twice a year for work, or to not work is a seasonal thing. Being a PC guy for just about ever, I actually missed the whole MechWarrior original video game, but MechWarrior 2, wireframe mechs and too many alpha strikes cooking my cockpit, I was in nerd heaven. Then I think I picked up a Force Feedback Pro joystick on the same run to the box store for MechWarrior 3. And Mech Commanders, oh, so good. But anyways, that Force Feedback Pro joystick, that feeling, the motor moving against your hand in tune with the sound of your mech's feet leaving multi-ton laden footprints in the ground. If I was in nerd heaven before, that was Nerdvana. And then moving on, we've got MechWarrior 4, then I did the closed beta for MechWarrior Online. Then there's Harebrained Schemes BattleTech, now MechWarrior 5. Then all the DLCs and add-ons for all the above. We've got RogueTech, BTA 3062, and their communities. Now we're months away from the goodies included in the Mercenaries Kickstarter from Catalyst Games Lab. Yet through all this, it was the numbers, the charts, the Mech Lab. That was my domain. Give me a good Mech Lab, some time, some C-bills to waste, and I'll bling that tonnage faster than you can say, drop the jump jets, max the armor. Now, while others were waving the flags at Kerensky, the Star League, a house, or a clan banner, I was that Solaris jock. What tools, toys, and tech can I slam into an endo steel frame? Clan tech broke the system in all the glorious ways. And the inner sphere found fun and unique ways to find their own edge. Then I needed more, like new worlds, new maps, new challenges, and campaigns where I ripped out those rear torso medium lasers to slap on another ton of armor and another heatsink. Yay, the days of single heatsinks. Scenarios where our Merc Band, in the opening salvo, headshot a Cyclops and threw armor critical an Atlas into oblivion. Now, that's all the story covered in the high gloss varnish of recollection. Some of us have had a ton of time to collect these stories of the lucky headshot, the unfortunate, might as well be a nuclear explosion ammunition critical inflicted on us, the missed kick that put us on our ass, winning initiative during the round that's going to determine how the whole thing's going to pan out, with a 3. And speaking of stories, with the joys of the internet, content is arriving daily from the BattleTech community in some form of another. BattleTech is experiencing its second golden age. Now the first golden age, that's subjective. That's when each of us individually, that first time we fell in love with this game in the world. But with so much stuff, why do I sit back and make lore videos in some cobweb-strewn corner of the internet? Well, to be honest, I want to get back to the community that's given me so much enjoyment and entertainment. We have some giants out here, shouldering and holding up our world with their love for the game and the setting. Let's see, we've got the voice, Professor Tex himself, along with his Black Pants Legion crew. Now, 5.5 years ago, Tex dropped his awesome, the AWS 8Q video. Before that, all I knew, he was one hell of a colorful individual on voice comms in MechWarrior Online. Hell, some days at work I find myself humming some of Goat's songs. Now, I'm still waiting on their director's cut of the Catapult video, but I'm biased. Let's see, the Beef and TTB. They have been streaming and posting their MWO escapades and feedback for the past decade. While I was writing this, TTB posted a video 3 minutes ago. The Beef has been on sabbatical for a while, but he's been active more than not over the past decade. The big streams, or small venues, a little bit of either. The content out there is mind-blowing. No Guts, No Galaxy has been around since ever. Science Insanity, MechFrog have dropped some gems that I didn't even know that I needed to know. Two off the top of my head being, one, I need to learn more about the tech in Battlestar Galactica, and two, plasma rifles are a frog's best friend. Lately, I stumbled on 4 Hands on Deck. Even though they're smaller versus some of the other YouTube fare, they have a classic BattleTech playthrough / mini-movie on a hex map between Comstar and the Taurian Concordat that had me laughing my ass off. I've sat and idled, listening through Big Red 40K's live streams while driving as he interacts 1v many. His mech videos bring out the nuts and bolts from the mech bay to the lore. The Critical Rocket, along with the others, he's been going for a decade. Kind of a common theme here. And to be honest, I still have a ton of his stuff still on my Watch Later playlist. Newer is Git Gud Fox. He has a really fun section on MechWarrior 5 chassis and variant tutorials done in character. Sven Van der Plank has a full universe of collections. They're mind-blowing in depth and content. Also, his complete history supercuts range in length from a part-time to a full-time work shift, plus or minus a lunch break. And during his premieres, he'll sit and watch them right alongside the rest of us, commenting and discussing. So yes, we have giants out here. The amount of education and entertainment I've received from these and so many more sources over time, it's priceless. The only thing I can do is throw my 2 cents in, my 2 C-bills in, and try to give some of that enjoyment back. So if you enjoy my work, I'll do what I can do to give you more of it during my off seasons. Now, I do thrive on constructive feedback, so by all means, leave as much as you'd like to your heart's content. Or your bandwidth's content, whatever comes first. Although, I do also accept that someone could not please everyone. If my style and offerings aren't to your taste, that's more than okay. Perhaps try out some of the other creators I've mentioned earlier. Make your own. Keep looking till you find your niche, or just keep on enjoying the game. And on that note, thank you. And stay stompy, MechWarriors.